Man. Woo! Here we are. Back at it, man. Back at it.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
All right.
So, real quick here, I got a Sprite from Dray's little daughter. Mm-hmm. I said, hey, since you're going to Walmart, but you have to pay for it yourself, I want your mom paying for it. Well, that didn't happen, did it?
Right,
because she's only 3 years old. Got me Sprite, so pouring myself a Sprite. So, man.
Party foul. We got to
right?
keep it in there, though. We got to keep it in there.
We're keeping it in. We're keeping it in
there.
Pouring this up. So when you see this in like 10 years, you know that I poured myself a cup.
We'll keep that in. We're not editing none of this shit out. That's how we do on the gray space. That's how we do on the gray space.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Here.
There we go.
Boom.
All right. Cool.
That's why I keep a towel on deck just in case.
You never know, man.
Happens,
you never know.
Feel me?
We got a couple drinks here. Man, there's enough smoke in the air, though. I'll tell you what.
Oh man, it's like the red skies, man. It should be
it's
a freaking
crazy, man. Just crazy.
Should be a freaking like movie, bro.
So yeah, man, it's just freaking nuts. All this smoke, man. Everybody in California, if you guys are listening in Cali, hope you guys are staying safe. Some crazy stuff going on out there, man.
Yeah, man.
West
crazy.
Coast is on fire.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
it's
and it's affecting everywhere, man. I mean, shoot, man, all the way up north, you know, this state here, you know, up in Flag, and I don't know how far it's reaching out. If it's going over towards New Mexico and Colorado, and you know, geez, man, it's just crazy. These fires, man, freaking nuts. Chalk it up. 2020, man.
Yeah, man.
Still cleaning the mess. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, there it is.
There we go. I got it all cleaned up, everybody. So all you audio listeners out there, it's all cleaned up. Don't you worry.
Oh, man.
It's all safe now.
And I don't know if it's actually going to make the audio, but if you guys hear some screaming in the background, that's just my youngest one. Letting everybody know that.
She's talking, man. She's just talking.
She's letting Pops know, hey, you can do what you want to do, but I'm a part of the podcast too.
Right.
In the background. So
real quick.
It's not a kid being murdered.
Right. Real quick, guys. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, like, and share this video.
Yes.
If you are so inclined, hit that Cash App. Donate to us $1, $2, $5, $200. We'll take it.
For sure.
So, anyways, man. How's this week going, man, for you?
It's going good, man.
Is it going pretty good?
It's just, chill, regular. Just real regular, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, just like super regular.
Or is it?
Yeah, man. So, I've been...
You know what, though? There's nothing wrong with regular. You know?
No.
I mean... Shoot.
No, super regular, super.
There's nothing wrong with regular, you know.
Yeah, just day by day. Been playing the new Avengers game.
Ooh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So
nice.
I've been diving deep into that. We're probably gonna have to do a review within the next couple of weeks once you finally jump on. If not, then I'll just do my own review without you. You know what I'm saying? We'll just slap.
Right. Speaking of reviews, just real quick, another little quick shout out. If you guys haven't checked out our reviews, we just dropped one a couple days ago. Actually, when you guys see this, it'll be about 3 or 4 days. We dropped it ago, and it was on Nas's album King's Disease.
Yep.
So go check that out. If you guys liked our reviews at the end of this podcast when we used to do it, now we're just kind of doing it as a separate video for people. So if you guys liked that, go check that out, man.
For sure.
So,
for sure, yeah. And we're gonna continue to do it. Yeah, man. So, but yeah, I've been playing that. Like I told you, man, I got sucked into that shit, bro. I played that shit for like 4 hours yesterday, bro. Was it yesterday or?
I think it was
yesterday, bro. Yeah. Yeah.
No, was it yesterday or?
Yeah, it was yesterday because
okay.
I was on a man, I don't know, I was on a kicker, bro, and I was on this one mission, so it's like it's pretty open world concept for all my gaming nerds out there. It's pretty open world concept, so in the sense that there's like a lot of shit to find, like upgrades and shit.
Right.
So I literally spent like 45 minutes to an hour, like just not even doing the mission, rolling around. Like my dude started off, I had Iron Man. He started off with like at power 19. By the time I was done, he was at power 26. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go over here and fight these motherfuckers now. So that I'm all souped up and juiced up. You know what I'm saying? So,
man.
But no, man, dope game. Very, very, very easy to get into. So yeah, we'll do a review on it and let you guys know. But if you guys have played the game, for all my gamers out there, drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. You know?
For sure, man.
We could tag you on the review. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, or if there's something, an album or something you guys want us to check out or whatever, man. Sure. Let us know. Drop a comment here if you want on the podcast or on the reviews. We're setting up some different things. So we get more interactive with you guys, new shows and stuff like that. We'll have more to tell you guys in the future.
Real quick, bro. For all my Phoenix people in the greater Phoenix area, if anybody knows where we can find the watermelon Red Bulls, the last of the last, can you please let us know, man? Those things.
I found a gang of them, by the way.
Those things are freaking crack, dude.
Oh, they're so good. So good,
crack, bro.
Yeah, I rolled up to a convenience store on the east side of town, actually, and I was like, "No way that they're in here." Sure enough, there was. I had to grab 4 of them, man. I was like, "These things are just too good, man, to pass up," you know. But
yeah, man, fire. Speaking of fire, next week, Summer Madness 10. For all my battle rap fans, it's probably only a few of you out there that watch the show, but Summer Madness 10 next week on the Caffeine app. Make sure you tune in. I'll actually be out of town, but I will be tuning in on my phone. So,
yep,
I'm excited for this card, man. This card.
Oh, you know. I'm excited for this card, and you know what? I can't even watch it.
This card is so good, bro. Like,
I have a question actually.
Yeah,
because I don't really know. So it's on Caffeine, which is a website that do live streaming and stuff.
Yeah, it's an app.
But can you go on your computer as well, right? And just
you can go on Caffeine on your computer.
Is it a subscription that you have to pay to watch it, or you can watch it for free?
You can watch it for free.
Oh, okay. Cool. Then I'll be tuning in.
So you just have to have the Caffeine app. I can't remember if it makes you make a profile or not. I think it does make you make a profile.
Yeah.
But like, no, it's 100% free.
Okay. Like, cool. Yeah, I didn't even know that.
So I can pretty much the streams. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah,
yeah, because they have ads and stuff during the between the battles, don't they? And stuff like that.
No, bro. Like the only ads they have is
just promoting their own
their own shit.
The URL
on
kind
the
of
live
stuff.
Stream. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So it's like Twitch in that regard.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's 100% live streaming. It's not. There's no file based. It's all live streaming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's the dope thing about it, and they're trying to kind of make their name in this whole virtual TV world that we're in. And, they made a deal with URL, or URL made a deal with them. And yeah, man, I mean, the product has been pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So far. And like last weekend you were here and we watched, basically I think I watched one without you, and then we watched the rest of them together. And then, but like that, I mean, even you can attest to how good the product was.
Yeah.
And it's really been like the last 2 months of them trying to figure. Well, it goes back to months ago, back in January. But the last 2 months, they've really kicked it up a notch with everything going on with the pandemic. And they've been trying to figure it out, trying to figure out how to do these battles, man. Because, they go from basically battling in these large rooms with thousands of people to battling each other in a small room.
Basically a concert, and then into
like a private show, kind of like there's only the people that are on set to work and the battlers, and that's it, you know. So
and you'll hear the battlers in the background, kind of.
Oh you know, so
but
it's not the same as like a whole
definitely
crowd.
Not the same.
We were watching some shit yesterday. And it was like, man, that crowd, bro, is crazy.
Yeah, the crowd is pretty nuts, man.
So that dynamic has really changed, but it's been very nice to watch these battlers adapt and really come with like if you're a fan of like just lyrical ability and the way their mind thinks, you know what I'm saying, like the shit that they come up with. If you love lyrical ability. As a hip hop fan, you'll love battle rap.
Right.
You'll love battle rap because they pride themselves on that. You can't come to work with no mustard on the bread. You feel what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. So, but yeah, man, it's been great, man. So I'm really excited for Summer Madness 10.
Yep. I will be checking that out. And I didn't know that was a free, because I know, you know, like the URL app you have to like pay for to watch battles and stuff like that,
which I have a subscription to,
right? And that's what I thought you were, you know, I honestly didn't even know. I never even asked you that question before. That's why I was curious to know free, myself.
Bro. 100% free,
because I know they were doing it with caffeine. It's now been a couple months now since it started.
The deal was back in like December, I think.
Oh, was it that far back?
Yeah, it was almost a year ago that they signed the deal, but they didn't really start doing nothing until January when Geechee battled Twerk.
Oh, that was a caffeine thing?
That was a caffeine thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Man, I did not know that.
Yeah, that was their first. I think that was their first like caffeine battle.
Got it. Okay.
And that's when the server shut down, and because caffeine didn't know
that there was going to be so big.
Battle rap, like, yo, it's free. It's not on pay-per-view.
Right.
Like battle rap fans was like, oh, we here. And they fucking literally shut down caffeine servers. So yeah, man. Dope shit. What's been going on with you though?
So, man, I had a vacation this week. You know, I had expectations of this vacation.
Right, out and smack stuff.
And it just didn't pan out the way I thought it would pan out. Yeah. You know? Yeah. So I guess we could dive into this, man. Like,
I said what I was gonna say,
but you know, I was thinking about it, and actually, there's a song. I correlate everything to song, but Devin Gaffilian has a song called "Cracks in a Ceiling," or "In the Ceiling," or something like that. It's cracks in the ceiling, and in there, he's like, the world slowed down for a reason. Okay. You know, and then so that kind of, the reason part kind of creeped into my head. And so I was thinking, like, what was the reason for all, like, you know, is there a reason for certain things? I guess the question would be, do you believe in fate, like a predetermined path? I guess would be the first question I would have for you.
In a sense, yes.
Okay. I don't believe in a predetermined path.
I believe in an address.
Explain that.
So somebody DJ Head, who's a very popular DJ for in LA and just across the country and the world, but he's a DJ for 92.3 LA, and I follow him, and he really be talking that shit, and he put it in such a way that, like, I felt that way already, but when he said it, and he basically said, you need to find your address. So I believe that, yeah, there's a destination that we're supposed to get to.
Okay.
I feel like in the end, there's a destination that we're supposed to get to, right? I believe that we all have a purpose. I believe we're put on this earth, in this world, for a purpose. Whether you believe in reincarnation, like however you believe in all the other stuff, but I think when we're here to serve a purpose.
Right.
And I believe there's an address, a destination for us to get to. And I think a lot of the times there's things that I think we get steered a certain way sometimes that we don't necessarily see or understand. And then maybe it's our choice through just being, I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. It's our choice to keep getting off that road, right?
Right.
So, like, we may not make it to that destination because we keep trying to take shortcuts, or we keep trying to take the scenic route, or however we keep trying to
sometimes we want to take the
what's
easy,
right in front of us,
easy route.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I believe that there's a destination. I just don't always believe that you make it there.
That's interesting. So yeah, okay. Because I mean, I think I've been like what was the reason? For instance, like my vacation, right? And I thought to myself, it's not like it went bad. I want to make that clear. It's not like shit just went horribly wrong and it was terrible. I enjoyed my time off, and but I was like, well, I made this decision to go up north. Mm-hmm. I was like, was I supposed to come up here? Mm-hmm. I questioned that. I was like, what was the reason for me even coming up here? Mm-hmm. Like, I actually sat there for a long period of time and was like, what's the reason? Mm-hmm. I don't have an answer for that, mm-hmm. right? I still don't know the reason why I was supposed to. Mm-hmm. There was things in play that I, wanted stuff to happen, didn't happen. Obviously, that's some of that stuff's out of your control anyways, right? You get it. But then I was like, man, certain I think there is a path. Like, I think we are presented a path and we choose how we want to go down, that particular road. So in a sense, like you may take a detour,
right.
And the reason for that detour, the reason why you made that, so it's all this reasoning, like, what's the reason for all this stuff? And I think it was kind of been driving me nuts of like, well, if there was a predetermined path, what was the point of that? Or, I made the choice of going, but it didn't go as I wanted it to go. What was the point?
But that's the thing, right? So, and we kind of talked about this on the last episode, which is the way you wanted it to go. So your definition of what you like, the way you wanted it to look, right?
Yeah.
Like, again, I think had you gone out there, like, I'm just going to go out there, clear my mind. I got some things I want to have happen, but if that doesn't happen, at least I'm getting away from this and I'm just out here chilling.
Right. And I thought I tried to do that, but I guess I don't know. Maybe
because you didn't, because you came back saying things didn't go the way I wanted them to. And so, therefore, like, again, sometimes we don't know why. It's like when you get on GPS and you look at it and it's like 28 minutes this way and then 30 minutes this way. And GPS is sitting there saying, well, take the 30-minute way. And you're like, why the hell would it do that?
Right.
Well, it has some type of factor, right? It may be factoring in 15 minutes. It's actually going to be 32 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't know why it's telling us to take this direction. So your immediate thought of, I'm going on vacation. I'm going out to Flagstaff. I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to get the hell out of town.
Right.
That was immediate thought, a quick decision. This is what I'm going to do. Then you start taking that path and you're like, I don't understand why. Like, damn, did I go the wrong way? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
And really, you didn't, because you made a quick decision as like that. When you make a decision that quick, that's where you're supposed to go. You know what I'm saying? I feel like most of the time, You like the old saying, go with your gut instinct.
Right.
Go with your first decision. Go with your first answer, right?
Yeah,
most of the time, that's the way you're supposed to go. And then if the result isn't the way that you want it to be,
right,
then you start questioning, like, should I have answered that way? Should I have went that way? Should I have walked down that path? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just think sometimes you don't. Sometimes you won't know until 10 years later.
I don't want it to be 10 years later.
I get it, but then like you're at a point in life and you're like, yo, that's why I went up there. Maybe you might go up there, you might go back in a year.
Yeah.
Right? Like you might do the same type of deal in half a year or
Bro,
a year.
I don't want to go back up there.
But I'm saying it might just be a situation where you might change your mind and go back up there and do the same thing, or might go up there with, your sisters or whoever. And
true.
Then you're there and you're like, oh, low-key, that's why I'm here.
Low-key, I was a little depressed up there. I was a little bit, I don't know, man. It was such a weird feeling. Like, it wasn't the feeling I wanted to have, when I went up there, right? And man, I literally hit everything I wanted to kind of hit.
Yeah, but
you know what I'm saying? As far as like, okay, I know I can go here, and I went there, and I was like, I'm out, I'm done.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna go here,
bro. You chased something, bro, and because you had it in your mind, that's something that things you were gonna feel a certain way going out there, and then that didn't happen.
Well, maybe there was no reason. Maybe it was just because, I guess. Maybe it was
There's
just
always a reason, but I believe so. But
yeah. I'm saying
you
maybe but maybe there was no reason. I mean, possibly there was no reason for it. Was just like I almost felt like, damn, I should have just stayed at home and done projects.
Yeah,
worked
but then
on
you
different
wouldn't
things.
Have seen some of the things that
and
you
then
wanted
I
to
probably
see.
would have kicked myself and said, "You
You
big dummy, you should have went up there."
Right.
I have no regrets. I'm not
right. Six one way, half a dozen the other. Bro.
Right. Like, regrets another episode, but
right.
But yeah, man, I had like no regrets doing it. It was just like it's still kind of like and that reasoning part, and then that reasoning also kicked into basically what is 2020, right? The reasoning of 2020 in a.
But let me ask you something, bro. Had certain things went the way you wanted them to, would you have felt good coming back? Let's say you got to do some of the other things that you wanted to do while you were out there. And let's say
that's hard to say though because they didn't happen.
But then let's say you did, and maybe that experience wasn't what you thought it was going to be. After now, would you have came back even more like?
Oh,
really? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
I get you.
So
man.
there's really what you got to chop it up to is like, okay, I went there for this. You gotta find what it is that you were supposed to take away from that.
Right, and I think I'm still obviously still processing the reason for that.
But you got to have an acceptance of the things that are not there.
Because I'm gonna be, it really bummed. It just bummed me out, dude. The rest of the week.
No,
I mean, I was really, I came over here on Wednesday, which I never come over here on Wednesday because I'm always working, right? And we were going to shoot a podcast, and you were like, "You want to shoot?" And I was like, "Not really, just not in the."
Yeah, but you was off that Froggy Bees.
Oh, I was on some Froggy Bee, but
you was on that Froggy Bees.
So, which had nothing to do with energy, like as far as talking about something or whatever, right?
Right. Right.
But I needed that.
For sure.
I think that's what it kind of helped me balance myself out a little bit.
For sure. For sure. But you gotta have an acceptance of the things that aren't there, bro. Like things like things just it's just life. Like things don't go the way you want them to go. Pretty much like 85% of the time. It's like the 15% of the time is what you need to hold on to. You know what I mean? Like when things actually do go the exact way that you planned them to, the exact way you planned them to be. And then the other 85%, like you have to take from that what you can. But you have to have an acceptance of, okay, this didn't happen. This wasn't a part of it. I thought it was supposed to be, but this wasn't a part of it. So now I have to let that go and then look at the other things that were a part of it, so I can make sense of that and reap the benefits of whatever that thing was that was meant for me to intake and digest.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I think the part that's, because I'm with you, because you're right. Things typically don't really work out the way you want it to. I just think this experience was more on the negative side for me. Mm-hmm. And like I said, it wasn't terrible, horrible, but it was just more on the negative side of things. And I think I usually can pinpoint, and this is why it's bothering me so much, is because usually something happens in my life at work, with this podcast, with whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And I can go, man, what was the reason behind that? And within a certain amount of time, I can be like, oh, I can see some sort of picture formulating, right?
Right.
Whereas there is no picture formulating. And I think for me, it's kind of frustrating. And because, and look at, man, but I have patience, right?
Can I ask you an honest question before you keep going?
Go ahead, yeah.
Are you have you let go of the fact that those things didn't happen? Like that's what I'm trying to preach to you. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I feel like you still have an attachment to what didn't happen, so you can't make sense of anything that did happen because you still have an attachment to what didn't happen. You haven't let that go. Like, honestly, you haven't literally told yourself, "Damn, it just didn't go the way I wanted it to." You're not really trying to figure out why you went. You're trying to figure out why things didn't happen.
Right. Correct.
And you don't have an answer for.
Right.
And you never will.
Right. I never will.
And so until you accept the things that are not there, you can't understand the things that are. You see what I'm saying? That's why, because that's why you like, I can't figure out why I went, like, because you're not even looking at that. You keep looking over here, and this is like, hey, I'm standing right here. We had a good time. Like, you know what I'm saying? You feel me?
Right. Yeah, I mean, God, dude, it was just, yeah, you're right. I don't know what else to say about it. I mean, like, I guess you're right, dude. All right, conversation's over, man. I got some shit to fucking figure out, dude, I guess, man.
Nah, man. It's an honest thing that we do, man. Like, it's just, you dwell on the negative. Everybody does it. Everybody does it all the time, man. It's what leads to.
So, I mean, man. So, I mean, but see the thing. Okay, I'm going to tell you the thing that bothers. Okay. So I go up there, right? Mm. And yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I wanted to see the damn stars, dude. I couldn't even see the damn stars. It's fucking smoke in the goddamn sky, dude. Like, it bugs me, dude. Like, right. And I go to a place where I think, okay, cool. A lookout point. Nobody's ever here. Packed, full of people. Not even like taking in a view, just talking. And I was like, this sucks. Like, this really sucks, dude.
Right.
Got off the damn mountain, right? Go back to the hotel room and be like, what the hell? Then the next day happens. And so it was just like one thing after another. That's why, it's not just like one thing. It was like there was a multitude from almost the jump, it seemed like, Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, but, man, I don't know, man.
Sometimes you just got to chop it up as an L too, bro.
Right. I mean,
sometimes you just got to be like, man, that just wasn't it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, that just wasn't it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I just,
be like that.
I don't know, man. Like,
but I get it though.
Just the whole reasoning of,
for sure.
The reasoning of it. And it just, man, I want to know, but
you'll find it.
I will.
It's like when you're looking for your keys, bro.
You know when I'll find
it? Key, like I told you, the key effect. When you stop looking.
And I know this to be true. and the problem is this problem in itself. Okay, so when I'll find it is when I stop thinking about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like immediately when I stop thinking about it,
you'll be like, oh,
there's something that will come into play, right? It'll come into play, right?
Every time,
something, man. And then I'll be like, oh, boom, there it is.
The lost keys effect, bro.
You know, and
for sure.
So I mean, you know, I think we're all, you know, I think I bring this up too. You know, I'm talking about myself, but you know, I think, like I said just a couple minutes ago, 2020 as a whole, we're trying to find the reasoning, right, behind what, with everything that's going on, and trying to dissect.
For sure.
I mean, from everything. With 2020, dude, has brought us, right? I mean, just with wildfires as at the present moment, you know, and but everything that has trickled down after that, and you know, I guess I have to take my own advice, just stop maybe, you know, dwelling on it, and you'll get some sort of feedback from that.
For sure.
You know, whether you like the answer or not, I think you'll eventually get to, you know, some sort of answer. Right. It may not be the key that unlocks the door.
Right. Sometimes, like I said, it don't even be that. It don't even be that serious, bro.
Right.
It don't even be that. It just be something to help you clean up the room a little bit. Right. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I got a question for you, bro, and it's something I've been thinking about. It just popped in my head because we're talking about dwelling, and you know, which can obviously lead to depression and, you know, all sorts of issues. We've talked about mental health before. I think we talk about mental health a little bit every time we dive into these types of subjects.
Right.
But I was really wondering something the other day, bro. So my car got it taken in, but my car, the Bluetooth stopped working for my music for whatever reason. And I know it's my car because my other car connection is just fine.
What's the reason behind that?
We're going to figure it out.
For you to listen to shitty music on the radio?
Maybe the reason is this, right? For me to have this thought process that I've had, right? So I've been listening literally to the radio for like the past 2 weeks, right? And I know people are like, take your fucking car in. I'll take it in, okay? I got to do everything at once, okay? There's some things that are going on. Like the oil change is coming up, but it's not quite there yet. So we'll get all that shit knocked out at once, okay? Don't judge me. Don't fucking judge me. Anyways, so I've been, you know, listening to the radio for like 2 weeks, and like a lot of the new music is like these kids talking about being depressed all the time, bro. Like, and then taking Xannies and doing like all kind of shit. Right. You know what I'm saying? And like, it's in this fun, like sing-songy, sing-alongy way, you know what I'm saying? Where it feels like, you know, oh, this is a fun song. And then you listen to the lyrics, you're like, I was depressed and da-da-da. And these are like young kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And for me as a father, like that worries me. You know what I mean? Because whether we admit it or not, like music is very influential in so many ways. And I started thinking, because I think this country has they're really starting to get behind the mental health, depression, right? Trying to prevent it, trying to be open about talking about it. And I think that's amazing. And I think we should continue to do that. There's obviously so much about mental health that we have not even an inkling of an understanding, you know, of, right? But I also think, are we driving messages home, especially for the youth, that everything is depressing? Right?
Yeah.
Like, and that worries me, because when I grew up, and there's something to be said for this. Like, I'm just being honest. Like, I hope I don't come off offensive at all. Like, again, check my motherfucking profile. You know what I'm saying? If you got anything to say, we can talk about it, but don't say I'm going at people with the statements that I'm going to make. I think there's something to be said with like, yo, like suck it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fight through it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then on top of that, you have messages being sent to these kids from other kids, like, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm depressed. Oh, I'm depressed. I'm depressed. Everybody's depressed. How am I now? Now, if I'm a 8-year-old, 9-year-old, 10-year-old, 11-year-old, whatever, through my teenage years in high school, like, how am I supposed to feel? If everybody around me is depressed, I'm depressed.
Of course. Yeah.
If everybody keeps saying they're depressed, I'm depressed too. I gotta have a great fucking life.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. But now I'm depressed. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So I just wonder, are we dangerously sending a message like, not only is it okay to be depressed, but it's almost like popular? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
it's so weird because
when we grew up, bro, we had party music.
Right. And see, and this is a weird line, right? Because obviously depression is a real thing, right?
Right.
And, you know, when somebody's really going through that, you know, you want them to get some sort of help.
Of course.
For that depression, right?
Of course.
But then, well, like you're saying, when it's on, you know, in music, because music is very impressionable, right? And you hear this stuff, and not always, you know, sometimes people dissect things differently.
For sure.
But the thing is the real thing is like, say, take a group of people, right? And they all say they're depressed, and you're not, but then you're in that group, and then you're like, well, I guess I'm depressed too.
Right.
That's you know, it's like, how do you dissect that, right? Like, how do you, especially for young people, right? Like, for them feeding off of their friends.
Of course, bro.
And how do you dissect that those are their real feelings or their real issues,
right,
from Joey, John,
whoever,
Melissa, whoever, right?
Right.
You know, are they pulling from them and they're just repeating what they're saying?
Of course.
And that's so hard to
not necessarily, but I mean, look, it's just the honest truth, bro. Like, you're going to embody some of whatever's around you. Like, it's, you know what I mean? You're going to do it with your parents. You're going to do it with your grandparents, with your aunties, your uncles, your cousins, and you're going to do it with your friends. You're going to take on some of those personality traits. Like, we've been friends for years. There's things that you do now and say now because you've been
both ways, right?
And same fucking shit with me,
right?
It's just fucking, it's natural, right?
Of course.
So when you have a message that's being sent home, like, it's like, I don't want people to not talk about it,
right?
But
and that's why I say there's that fine line
there. Sensationalized,
right? Exactly.
In a way where it's a popular thing to do, because look, man, the suicide rate is going up. There's a lot more talk about depression than there ever was. And again, I think it's good, but I don't know. I mean, you just got to be careful. You got to be careful. Like, there's a certain amount of hugs you need to give. And there's a certain amount of, and it's hard to assess, you know, when do you give a hug and when do you give tough love? Like,
right. Exactly.
That's all, like, you know what I mean? That is a hard, and every fucking parent out there knows, especially nowadays, you know how hard it is. Obviously, I grew up tough love for the most part. And
I think that's what's missing kind of today.
I think so. I think I'm kind of getting to that. Yeah. Like, I think that's missing a little bit. Today. Like, I think we got to chill. We got to pump the brakes. Like,
a lot of coddling
yes,
going on,
sure.
You know, and I get it.
Which can lead to, like, when I say no, I'm depressed.
Right.
I'm upset because I didn't get what I want.
Yeah. And
then you talk to your friend, and your friend's like, well, my mom didn't let me have my Xbox either. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're depressed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I'm just, there has to be a level of validity to each situation, and we have to be able to try to calculate that. Sorry, I'm sorry to keep you interrupting.
No,
it's been something that was on my mind, bro.
Of course, dude. I think, and it's a very important point of, you know, like, where I think that line is so fine, dude. I really do, because
extremely.
I really think it's really important that we're talking not just us here, but people are talking about depression because it's been such a bad thing to talk about, right? Like, don't talk about you're depressed.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
You know? So that tough love I don't care for, right? Mm-hmm. But if you are legitimately depressed, you do need to talk to somebody. You might need to get help. It might be just kind of like, I don't want to throw myself, but it's just kind of what we were talking about on the top of the podcast. Like, I was depressed, but not like depressed. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I didn't get what I wanted from the situation, right?
And you could be depressed and not have.
That's just
my opinion
is
mood. You could be depressed as a mood and not be in depression.
Correct. And I was just gonna say,
you see what I'm saying?
And I think people.
Well, now your mindset is like
I think young
breaking
people
you down. Yes.
Can't. I'm not saying they can't.
Obviously, can't separate the two.
Are they able to?
They can't. They're too young.
Right. I mean, it's hard enough for myself to break it down.
Come on, dude.
Right?
Come on, dude. It's hard enough for adults to do it.
Right.
If you're a kid, how are you going to figure it out?
Exactly. And then again, we go back to the circle of friends or circle of people or the circle of music that you're listening to.
Right.
Everything is depressing. I'm taking Xanax and all this stuff, and you're like, well, I guess I need to go on Xanax because I feel depressed.
Right. And remember especially when you're young and you're in that, that transitional phase of your life, that kind of that first real transitional phase of your life between the ages of, 10 to 14, 15. And then there's that second part of that, right? Which is like that sophomore to senior year phase, but you can kind of mold them together. When you're in that transitional part of your life, like, damn near everybody around you is an enabler. No matter, like, even if you on some positive shit, like, then everybody around you on some positive shit, right?
Of course.
Like, that's where you get like the sections of people
positive
sitting at
and
different
negative
lunch
energy,
tables.
dude.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh well, and it is kind of like, to some extent, like, the people that play football, they all the sports guys kind of all kick it over here, and the gaming nerds kind of kick it over here, and the science geeks kind of kick it over here. And I'm using those words as like positive because I think nerds and geeks, I'm a nerd to some extent as well. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, everybody kind of kicks it with who can enable them.
Right.
It's just natural.
Of course. Yeah.
When I say something, are you going to agree with me? Because we want acceptance when you're between 10 and 14. And, you know what I'm saying? Everything. We want to be accepted. We don't, you know what I mean?
I don't agree with you. I think you're full of shit.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
No, but I think dude. I think it's a real thing, man. And if there's parents out there, I don't have kids, but maybe you can say, hey, look, man,
if you're a parent, man, just pay attention to
pay close attention to it.
I was like, I'd rather her listen to like Snoop Dogg, bro.
I don't, just my personal opinion. I would.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I'd rather I don't know, man. So I'd rather hear about sex than being depressed, personally. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? No,
yeah.
Well,
if I had boys, maybe. You know what I'm saying? I got girls, man. That's like the level is kind of the same, bro.
I mean, like I said, dude, I don't have kids, so I'm just from my mental,
I'm just saying, monitor that shit like you would.
Right. You monitor everything about your kids, right? You have to. You have to keep a close eye.
If you heard a song that had a whole bunch of bad words and you don't want your kids listening to it, you would stop them from listening to it. The problem is that these songs sound very, like, melodic. There's really not a lot of bad words in them, and you just don't listen. And you're fucking in the car dancing. Oh, man, this is a good song. Who is this?
Right.
Oh, this is da-da-da-da. And then you really start to listen to it. You're like, God damn.
I mean, you were talking to me on the phone. I mean, we're not going to get into that issue, but, when we were talking on the phone the other day and you said, I sound like such an asshole dad. Mm-hmm. And I said, no, I know, because it's like, if you didn't care, you'd just be like,
right,
whatever.
You got to check
I'm good.
That shit, man.
I don't, they can do whatever they want. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And being tough sometimes, on your kids about, whatever it is, listening to music, the type of friends maybe that they're associating with, or, you kind of have to be a dick.
Yeah, you do.
You kind of have to be an asshole.
You do.
Kind of have to be like, hey, look, no, this is not, you living in this house, that's not flying, man.
Yeah, straight up and down.
You know, and it goes back to the coddling part, right?
Right.
We get so caught up in this, you know, I want it better for my child, of course.
Of
right?
course.
Of course. But then you take that to a different, it's always like it's this weird next level, right? Of, oh, well, I got to give them everything that they want and, you know, whatever
right.
your perception of, because you didn't have it as a kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So I just thought it was, interesting, man, you know, because it really made me pay attention to a lot of this shit. That's really funny, though, dude,
because there's your, there's the reason why your Bluetooth went out, man. Like, that's a really,
I was telling my wife, I was like, bro, listening to the music, like,
because you don't listen
I'm in a great fucking mood.
Right.
Driving home, and I'm listening to this shit. I'm like, I'm low-key getting depressed just listening to this shit.
Right. Oh, but
I'm getting sad. Like, I'm feeling sad, not for myself, but just for whoever's singing this shit. Like, damn.
Right.
Like, I want you to get out the funk, bro. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
especially if it's you know, over and over and over again, right? Because I mean, shoot, man, I could play you a song right now that you would probably start, you know, getting teary-eyed about. You know what I'm saying? And then there's another type of music that'll make you feel happy, or
right.
You know, it's just all over the place. So yeah, music can be very impressionable.
That's what I'm saying, man. When we grew up, bro, like we went to house parties when I was a kid. When I was a kid, you know what I'm saying, and it was, you know, dancing and, you know what I'm saying, the electric slide, and
it was all about the party.
It was all about the party, bro.
Right.
Even the gangster songs was like they was at a party somehow, some way, and some shit kind of popped off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like shit went kind of sideways, but we started off like trying to party. So
right.
You know what I mean? Like it was always about the party and the good time. And I understand life isn't like that, but it can be. It can be a good time. You can turn things into a good time. And, you know, for those who are actually suffering from depression and have really serious issues going on in their life, we have to be open to them. We have to be open to everybody, but we also have to be tender, or not be tender. We have to be, I don't even know the word, man. Decisive. I don't want to say cautious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we really got to pay attention to how we react to certain people and their issues. Like sometimes there are certain people that we got to say, you know what, man, that's really not that big of a deal. And I know you think it is,
right?
But if you think that's a big deal, you're really not going to be prepared. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I have to have these conversations with my daughter, I'm like, okay, I get it. And I get why you feel that way, but I feel like you got to get through it. And I'm here to help you get through it.
Could be an attention.
But you got to fight that shit.
It could be just be an
right.
attention seeker too.
That could be
like,
it too.
I mean, it could be as simple as that.
Not and you
that
could
it
ask
is.
those questions. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Am I not paying attention to you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All that
course.
shit. You can go deep into that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know, and that's what I really try to do most of the time is like, what can I do?
Mm-hmm.
How can I help you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Of course.
And now if you say, nah, I got to take care of it. Okay, I'll help you find a way to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's got to be that way with your friends. Like, you got to be able to tell your friends too, like, hey, bro, you good. Come on now. Come on now. Let's go.
Right.
Let's go.
And I think we do that I think we do that to each other on a continual basis. And I think that's what works so well with our friendship, you know, is, you know, we'll call each other, whatever, we'll be talking, and then all of a sudden, you know, you or myself will be like, hey, man, let's keep going, man. Let's, you know, don't stress about, like,
right.
It's all good, man.
It's all good.
You're doing the right thing. I hear
right.
what you're saying.
Right.
You know, and sometimes, you know, it doesn't, sometimes I let you sit in that pocket, or you let me sit in a pocket.
Sometimes you have to.
You know?
Right.
And it's about feeling that other person out,
right.
and engaging, you know, where that person is sitting at that particular time.
For sure.
Certain times, people need to sit in a pocket for a minute.
For sure.
Right?
100%.
And figure out the reason why it's happening to you.
There you go.
I try to make it full circle, man. I'm trying here, man. Oh, boy.
Yeah, man.
So we're taking next week off, everybody.
Yeah,
we won't have an episode.
We'll be out of town. We'll be back.
It's his turn to go out of town. Go
find my reason.
Yep. Oh, man, you're going to come back and you'll be like, bro, I don't know what the reason for me going up there, man.
Be like, man, them battles was fire, bro. Right? I just wish I could have watched it on my TV. No, I'm going to softball tournament for my daughter, so that'll be dope.
So yeah,
man, we'll be back in 2 weeks. I think we're gonna have a pretty dope episode in roughly 2 weeks, about 2 weeks. Yeah, but I think we're working on something.
We're working actually on a couple different things.
Yeah, we might actually.
But there's one that's coming up probably pretty soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Which might be on towards the end of September.
Yeah,
I don't know the date, but
the
26th or whatever,
somewhere around there.
Something like that.
It'll be within the next couple weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah,
we might have a couple. We might have a couple that come out of that whole thing. So
right,
we'll see.
Of course,
see. We got some things planned.
Stay tuned, everybody, and also, man, if this is your first one watching or listening, go back, man. I think we're at almost 40.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the new subscribers too, man. Thank y'all.
Yes, thank you, everybody out there who's
man. Every person that subscribes, man, was really appreciated. Everybody that
I like
watches.
when just I see one.
Yeah,
it's so.
It doesn't matter.
So silly,
doesn't matter, man.
It
doesn't matter.
It does
man.
like
everybody
make
that
our
rocks
day.
with us, man. We love
For
y'all.
sure.
We do it for y'all, man. We drive the content for y'all. So
yep.
Yeah, I think that's it, man. Again, subscribe, like, share, leave a comment on what you thought.
Yep. Stay safe.
And we'll get back to you. Hold on, real quick. I want to send some love to your mom, man.
To my mom.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Shout out, Miss Sandy. I just want to say, if he don't love you, I'll love you. Okay. Okay.
I love my mom, dude.
If you don't love your family, I love your family, okay?
Yeah, he read that comment and he was like, bro, I can't believe you didn't. Bro? Yeah, you didn't mention your mom. What is wrong with you? Actually, he didn't. He said, hey, man, I can't believe my mom said that. And of course I love my family, dude. I love my mom. I love my sisters.
Shout out to my adopted sisters, Amber and Amanda. I love y'all. And yeah, man, just what I wanted to do that.
That's a good way. She's going to love it. She's going to love it. So everybody stay safe out there and stay positive.
And as always, this right here, it's the gray space.